almost always count on those two teams being up towards at least in the top 5. Two teams being up towards at least in the top 5. So even if Alpha 7 shows their full prowess right now, it will eventually come through over the next 2 days. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry, I was wrong. But that is...
Easier said than done. RCB not going to push too far in towards Team Spirit, although Team Spirit seem to want to take this one into control, moving close to RCB. Actually, no, they turn around. They were just going for the pickup there on the vehicle. Smoke from the bonnet billowing, but not quite able to get the conversion there for RCB. They're going to have to re-up on the vehicles, though, if they want to try and make this one work. However, they will stay alive, and that's more important.
Yes, at the end of the day. That's what you want. I mean, they started much more central this time around. I mean, they're used to starting in Chumacera, but they usually end up around here anyway. It's just a slightly different looting path for them, and it's not as bountiful as Chumacera is down towards that southwest. So they can play easily from this spot. I'm just wondering about utility resources they'll have on side. But overall, in terms of the circle itself, yeah, Team Spirit's in a decent spot, as are THUNDERTALK and the Falcons on that northern edge.
Moving down to the southeast side of Picardo, trying to get into the ground, break it open a little bit. Next circle is going to be coming in just about a second now, Blank, and we'll see where we end up going. We're going back over to Picardo, so our west side shift here gives Falcons their position, gives Team Spirit a little bit better of a spot as well, so less necessity on those vehicles that they have lost one of, so maybe a bit of a boon for them. Over in Picardo, I'm not entirely sure that teams are going to want to commit to it, but it seems like TJB want to try and sweep it out.
Yeah, this is the first time Tongji Bao's actually been in the stage 2 circle and fairly deep into it as well. A lot of times Tongji Bao has just gone for these wild rotates with little to no information and just bulldozing in, just knocking on the door and not really even knowing whose house they're at that point in time. And I think that's been okay for Tongji Bao throughout their group stage. However, here, now, in the PMGC Grand Finals, right, it's not going to work that way anymore. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. You need to know whose house you're at.
Well, yeah, it's always a good idea.
It might be 4 of these after a 33-point game.
Yeah, that would be a pretty rough place to find yourself.
In which case you're getting decked on the porch.
Just not access denied. No, sir, bounce. Team Spirit are holding, currently 2-2. This is the south point of Team Spirit's hold that is looking out over this approach to THUNDERTALK, and they are playing as 4. They're playing out together and trying to make their way on in. There is this crater to the southeast, or well, to the south of La Bendita hard crater. You've got that crater over towards Picardo that sits as like this massive dip that's right in the middle of this circle pretty much. It's a major factor. Team Spirit have a lot of control over it with the 2-2 split that they have, and at the moment Falcons are trying to get in, but seemingly they're having problems doing so.
Yeah, Falcons losing a player already. I mean, last each down towards that south side, they're quite far away from him, so getting him back again more difficult. This is always interesting of the circle itself. I mean, like you say, Minister value for you because you are losing a lot of information going to Minister Alice and around level. You can't top until you get over towards that western side anyway. You also don't really want to have to rotate through Los Leones at this point in time. So it's a difficult crossing into this circle in the first place if you're on the eastern edge. I think a lot of teams, that's why you have seen this massive wrap. If you're Team Spirit, you're not too unhappy with this because you know that a lot of teams are going to be vacating that eastern side. Therefore, you're going to have a lot more presence over on that position map because you can see here on your screens, thank you very much, observers, there's a huge amount of teams all grouped up on the western edge